I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, not every Saturday. I'm taking some time off this year.
We're good. All right. Welcome, Coyote football fans. And fans of the famous chamber pick personalities up here. We're here for week number 4. This football season is flying past us.
Gosh.
We're at week 4 already. Well, welcome tonight. We're in downtown Uvalde at the Chamber of Commerce boardroom in the back. I want to thank LMG Production for bringing us live to you on Facebook and YouTube. If you cannot watch there, please listen to the radio. You can listen on 104.9 or 102.3 live. And I hear that's a great broadcast on there too. So any which way you're listening, thanks for being with us. Our business of the month this month for the Chamber is Capital Farm Credit. They've been a member since 2010. We appreciate you and all of our Chamber members that are helping bring the show, especially our title sponsor, First State Bank. Thank you.
Go First State.
Appreciate you. We also have one of our sponsors that's Keys to the Game with Coach Miller. That's Uvalde Chevrolet. We want to thank them for being a sponsor. We appreciate your help, and our food sponsor will be here midway through the show, and I'm sure they will get a great welcome in Luigi's Restaurant. So, as always, Chamber Picks is in conjunction with Uvalde Leader News. If you want to, please play at home. You're liable to beat everybody up here if you do.
It won't be hard to beat.
It won't be hard.
Not this one. Yeah.
But please play at home. Turn your picks into the Uvalde Leader News by Wednesday, I think. No, Thursday. Thursday.
It'll be tomorrow.
Also, with Uvalde Leader News,
it is.
their football posters are out. You want to help me, Pablo?
Sir, got you back over here.
All right. So
AKA Vanna.
this Friday, when you stop by to pick up your Heat the Javelinas ribbon, you can also pick up a poster here at the Chamber office. So please come by, pick up your poster, and pick up your ribbon for this game. Here, there'll be 200 here on Friday morning, and the balance will be at the Honey Bowl Friday evening to watch the Kyles play. But they're Heat the Javelinas. They're flying off the shelf. People love these. They're a comeback from years ago, and people love the ribbons. I think they went really fast Friday night.
Nostalgia.
I wish we would have held on to ours years ago, right?
Yeah, I know.
But that material, that nylon, would have just.
I have some.
They kind of frayed off the end. They were always torn off the end by the time games rolled around.
I probably have some from all of y'all's era.
I'm surprised you don't have like a shoebox
in
full.
scrapbooks.
You probably still have a garter belt hanging in the ceiling. No.
So the legs of your blue jeans, man.
Yeah.
Straight in.
Yes.
I have a hard time believing Ben didn't save his.
I may have some somewhere.
Still tagged on a OP shirt.
This is a great time to introduce our guest picker tonight, Mr. Ben Elliott, Uvalde alum. We welcome you, Ben.
Thank you very much.
I know you are really the driving force behind our flag football here in Uvalde. Why don't you spend a few minutes talking about that and how it kind of works with some of our high school kids?
Okay, so I've been a part of the flag football league here in town for 17 years. This is the start of my 17th year. Haven't always been in charge of it, but I've been a part of it for 17 years. Started with Jackson, my oldest, who's now up at TCU, an equipment manager for the football team, his 3rd year. And carried all the way through with Grant, who's now up on varsity here. But this is my 7th year of running the league on my own. We've always had good turnouts. Have a great turnout again this year. Have 163 kids enrolled. Last year was a kind of an outlier. We had 220 kids, which was tremendous, but it was hard on me logistic wise to get all the fields coordinated and get enough referees and whatnot. But and as proud as I am to have been a part of that league for so many years, the biggest thing for me is having those kids that went through the program who are now varsity players or who were varsity players and have gone on, having them come back and give back to the community and helping me ref those games. I stress on those boys how important it is for them to come back so that the little ones have someone to look up to and say, hey, that's a coyote. I want to be them. Because we all did it. Every single one of us did it at one point in time. And to show them that this is what's part of being an adult, a good citizen, in giving back to the community when you get to a certain age. And I think it will help them not only feeling good about giving back, but I hope it's something they can put on a resume at some point in time. Coach Miller, thankfully, has been another great coach that's 100% behind it. Ben, you take those guys. I'll catch up with them on film. Parker too, back in the day. So it's great. I'm so thankful to have been a part of it. And I was thinking about this the other day, and I got to mention these guys' names. That whole thing got started with Doug Hatcher and Butch. I want to say his last name was Hancock. Don't quote me on that. But these were two Border Patrol agents that started that. They were from back east at some point. Is that Butch's last name? Do you remember?
so,
I think that's right, Butch Hancock. But they were both Border Patrol agents. They started that league 17 years ago. Unfortunately, Doug has passed away. But when their kids were finished, it got handed off to Richard Gonzalez. Now, of course, his boy's over in Sabinal. And then Richard handed it off to me. So I've been very thankful that has continued all these years. And I look forward to many more years. I've already made the announcements. I don't think it's not public knowledge, but this will be my last year running this thing. I'm going to hand it over to the city. 17 years is a long time. Last couple of years I've been trying. Things change, but it's time for some new blood. And so I'm working hand in hand with the city to make sure that it continues. More than anything else, I don't want to hand it off to someone, because all our kids get older and then people move on. They lose interest and get pulled to other things. So anyway, so as fun as it's been, it's time for me to move on. And I'm very thankful and fortunate that I've been a part of it. Football has been my one great love, my constant love throughout the years, that and music for the most part. So been blessed. So thank you for asking. I hope that fills in
Well,
some
yeah,
blanks
I
there.
think it's a great thing getting these high school kids, whether it's involved with wrestling or coaching or just around some of the younger kids, and whether it's football or basketball or
True.
Baseball, volleyball, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
These younger kids really look up to these high school athletes, and I one thing I've noticed here in the last 3 years since Coach Miller has been here. I've seen us building back that Coyote pride.
Mm-hmm.
I think it kind of slipped for a little bit, and so these young kids are really buying in. He was talking to me today in the Coach's Corner, which you can catch after this show. Please tune in. But he was talking about the numbers he's had come out for seventh grade football, eighth grade football, and freshman football. His freshman class is huge right now. Yeah. And that goes hand in hand with what you're doing right now.
True, and you guys know as well as I do, the only constant as far as that goes, we all had big seventh grade classes. We all had big eighth grade classes, but as time goes by, you can hang near. I mean, it's tried and true. You lose about half of them almost every year until about your JV year, 10th grade, some between your 9th and 10th grade year. But you're right, and I don't know if you guys have ever looked at this. There's a video, and I think it's out on YouTube. But this is what I would have liked if I would have had the presence of mind to do it when I first took over the league. I would have liked to have done what Carrollton does. So they have a Little Dragon program there in Carrollton. They start those kids off in flag football way back when they're 4 and 5 years old. They give them Carrollton jerseys. There's like a green team, a white team, blah, blah. Anyway, it's huge. It's huge. But those kids grow up learning the same basic formations that Carrollton runs all the way through varsity. Yeah. And it's an amazing program. And it's been around for 25 years or something like that. Of course, that coach has been around for that long too. But that was a brainchild of his. He took it to the powers that be, and they said, yeah, let's do this. And it continues. I wish we could do something like that.
It's working. I think, we had Coach Barato in here last week, and he was talking about the number of freshmen coming out.
Yes,
and
sir.
So I think it's building within our sports programs and stuff.
I hope so.
And it's definitely moving the right way. So thank you for being here, but thank you for what
Thank you for inviting me.
On Saturday morning. So that's not easy to get up every Saturday morning and referee 160 kids running around. And more than that, 320 parents.
There you go. Exactly. That's exactly right. Hey, but I do want anybody, even if you don't have kids, y'all come out and check it out. I mean, I'd love to have you. You can sit there and visit with me. The kids have been around long enough where they kind of take care of the games, and I'm able to just walk around and make sure that nothing's getting out of hand, getting crazy. But anybody and everybody is welcome to come out there. Come and check it out.
Well, please do on Saturday morning. If you're looking for something to do, come out and watch a little football.
Yeah, this
football.
Saturday is going to be crazy because there is a baseball tournament that's going on out there, and that's going to create another.
Out at the sports complex.
It's going to be a little bit of a headache for me, but we'll get past it.
Tom Vaughn, and then kind of right next to the soccer field. So please come out. It'll be a busy Saturday out
For
there,
sure.
So I think that's pretty much everything. We talked about our ribbons. Please come by and get your ribbons on Friday morning. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get started with the pro games. Mr. Edwards, we'll start down with you. We've got the New York Jets versus the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are a 9-point favorite, believe it or not. And pro football, that's a lot of points. Both of these teams are 1-0.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Dallas. They look pretty damn good on Sunday night, so I'm going to go with Dallas.
Oh yeah, it's been a rough week and a half, 2 weeks for old Nostradamus over here. I mean, with Charlie Robinson going, and then A&M, and then Texas, and man, it's just
Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett,
Jimmy,
and Parrot Head. Yeah, apparently me and Joe Tom are here for, we're just trying to put on a good show.
Yeah, no, it's the looks.
We're here radio, it's
the beef.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anything, but I do know that Dallas looked pretty good last week. And Sonny Garcia's on God's shoulder,
That's right.
whispering in his ear.
Wasn't so true.
I don't know if Jerry's a praying man, but I guarantee you Sonny was, and he very much is now. He's right there perched. So I think this is going to be Cowboys' year. So go Cowboys. Let's go Cowboys.
There you go. Yes, sir. Undefeated Dallas Cowboys.
Easy. Oh, hey now.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah, of course. Going with the Cowboys this game. But I was talking to the panel earlier. I was like, this has just got like trap game written all over it. I hope they don't play down. I'm not saying that the Jets are trash, you know what I mean? But it's just got that. It just doesn't look cool to me, man. But I'm sticking with the Cowboys. Go Cowboys.
Yeah, the Cowboys look great. Give me the Cowboys.
Yeah, well, of course I'm going to take Dallas. Of course. But if I was a gambling man, I don't know that I would give 9.5 points against the Jets defense. That just seems like a little bit. I mean, you talk about a trap bet, that you kind of get you where you're like, oh. But Cowboy fans are always going to bet them no matter what.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can move that to 14, to 18, 22. We'll beat them.
Dak's going to have a great passing game. I just don't know who he's going to pass to. So we'll see. We'll see.
Ben likes to try to jinx things down there on the end, so you'll learn this about him. But anyway, yeah, I'll take the Cowboys.
I would give up the points and take Dallas.
That's your Cowboys.
There he is.
But the Jets, they could go one of two ways. They could, circle the wagons and really try to get after the Cowboys, or they could just be emotionally spent after what they went through on Monday night. They really didn't have any business winning that game.
No.
So I'm taking the Cowboys.
Aaron Rodgers is out, right? For the season.
Season.
Yeah,
Yes. Oh, yeah. We
Anyway,
did. Sorry, did we not mention?
Yeah,
Yes.
I know
Aaron
everybody has
Rodgers
danced
is out
around
for the
that
year.
several times, but
We like to talk about it.
so I'm like, well, okay. Not that I was going to go with the Jets anyway, but Dallas. I know y'all are shocked, but 2 weeks in a row.
We love it.
Next week, we'll make it 3.
So real quick story. I was fortunate enough to play football up at Tech, and my freshman year I played with Zach Thomas, who was recently inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Me and my roommate, Dale Smith from Brackettville, he and I took a trip up to Canton and ran into a bunch of our old Tech teammates and had a great weekend. The night before the actual induction, they do a what's called the Golden Coat ceremony. And so there is a line of Hall of Famers on one side of the auditorium, a line on the other side of the auditorium, and then there's a stage in the middle. So they've created what's called the gauntlet this year, where the players are introduced, the ones who are up to be inducted, and then they walk through this line, and all the guys are tapping them and shaking their hands, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so after Zach was introduced, he does a little run around the stage, waves to everybody. he walks off, and we go out the stand, come off the stands, and then go around to the auditorium side, and we're waiting to have our chance to say congratulations to Zach, give him a hug, whatever. And out of the corner of my right eye, I see this toad walking towards me, and it's Jerry Jones. And I'm not a fan of Jerry. He's the reason that the Cowboys have suffered for the last 27 years. He is the one and only reason. But he walked past me twice, and I wasn't a fan of his facelift whenever he got it a few years ago. But I'm not kidding. That guy is a toad. So as much as I dislike him, I am picking the Cowboys. Don't faint, Joe Tom. I am going with the Cowboys, but it is. I think this is going to be a tough game. Both of those defenses have proved that they're the real leaders for their respective teams. So it's going to be interesting to see what the offenses do to try to beat them.
All right. Well, we'll stay down there with you, and now we've got two of our Super Bowl contenders.
All right.
Indianapolis and Houston. Both at 0-1. Indianapolis is a 1-point favorite.
I'm gonna show this. I don't know if anybody can see this, but I literally left that one blank because I have no idea. It is a toss-up. I have a feeling after watching both of them this past weekend that it could be a good game. C.J. Stroud had a decent game for the Texans, and of course Richardson, right, for Indianapolis. He's doing well too. They're just the supporting cast is kind of iffy, and especially now that Taylor is holding out with the Colts, I'm just not sure. But I guess I'll do my stay with Texas routine, and I guess I'm going to go with Houston. I signed it.
Don't sound so excited, man.
Just because your brother from another mother is the.
Oh yeah, well, I got to go with Rowe too. Support Rowan. So.
Well, I think Anthony Richardson is pretty impressive, and I'm. Houston just hadn't gotten it together for me. I'm going to go with Indianapolis.
I didn't know what to do here either. I was hoping for,
Wisdom.
Guidance.
some wisdom, some guidance and
Some secrets.
But golly, C.J. Stroud didn't do all that bad. Richardson did good without a doubt. But
Who's got a quarter? Give him a quarter.
I'm gonna take Houston at home
All
in a
right.
squeaker.
And a squeaker. I'm going to take the Colts.
All right. One of the reasons that we started, to me, we started this fantasy football is to make some of the pro games interesting, because otherwise this game wouldn't be interesting to me at all. But who is Team Slinging Q?
That's me.
That's that
That's
guy.
you?
Yeah.
So I got you. Well, I'm taking Indianapolis in there because I do have Anthony Richardson. It's my quarterback.
Oh, and you're
right now.
projected to beat me. That's awesome.
It's good. It's a shocker. But now that I know I'm playing you, we're good. I'm going to take Indianapolis.
I hate everything.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Colts on this one also. Both teams should be a good close game, but I got to see some of the Texans game last week, and they just still don't have an offensive line to protect that QB. I think they got the right pieces there, but so they got to get that addressed. I'm going to pick the other team, picking the Colts.
No, it's Houston. No, I just think I don't know. It's at home, and they didn't. And the Colts didn't look just fantastic, and Houston didn't look good. But it's at home, and nobody cares.
So the Houston fans do.
Yeah, the season ticket
I
holders.
think it's going to be Houston 3-2 and 12 innings. I'm going to take Houston.
All right. Well, we'll stay right down there with you, and we'll give you the other kind of not obscure game, but just one that's a toss-up to me is Seattle and Detroit. Seattle's 0-1. Detroit's 1-0. Detroit is the favorite at home.
Yeah, I'm going to take Detroit here. I think Detroit's an up-and-comer. I think they seem to be pretty excited there in Detroit.
You bet, buddy. Give me the fighting Texas Aggie Dan Campbell's every day of the week, and twice on Sunday, especially against Seattle. So let's go.
Yeah, I'm going with the Lions on this one also.
Yeah, give me Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit expects to win. When you after that game the other night, they were like they weren't surprised. They were like, we're going to win this ball game. Dan Campbell, he's doing great. Detroit's, they're tough. They expect to win. And is Seattle still got Geno?
Yes. Still got Geno.
Still got Geno.
And DK
That
Metcalf.
just blows my mind.
And DK Metcalf.
Oh, they got Metcalf. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to take Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit at home. They're they look like they're going to be one of the better teams in the NFC this year. Not top echelon like 49ers,
Or
Eagles,
Dallas.
Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, they're not Dallas.
But there's a lot of just ordinary teams in the NFC, but I think they're kind of top of the ordinary. So I'm going to take Detroit.
Cause problems.
What a compliment.
Yeah.
Top of the ordinary. How
Best
good-
of the media.
Oh, well, they look good.
Thank you very much. Yes.
I was trying to be nice.
Hey, you got to be something.
Speaking of Charlie Robinson, you're not the best, you're the best thing you do, right?
Didn't they? You got to say that. They look good against the Chiefs. I'm going with Detroit.
Well, cream of the crop. But remember, even the cream of the crop, there's that layer that you eventually pull back. And no one really, you kind of throw it away.
Kept him there that long, and so now when he's getting the reps, he looked pretty good. I do have Deshaun Robinson. He's going to make his touches count. And this is a game I'm going back and forth. I learned last week not to pick against Green Bay when they're playing Chicago,
me too.
but they're playing Atlanta, so I'm going to go with Atlanta also.
Yeah.
Well, of course you are.
So, last time I remember picking the Bears over the Packers for the rest of my life. So I'm gonna go with the Packers on this one also. It's gonna be an exciting game. I don't know, just got a feeling they're gonna win. And they got doesn't matter who they put in at quarterback, they're gonna keep rolling, so far. So yeah. Green Bay.
I'm with you on that. Love, I think the Green Bay looked fantastic. Those were the two standouts. It was Dallas, who was like, whoa, like, what are we doing? But, I mean, you realize that it was kind of like, we'll talk about the Coyotes and Poteet later, but it was like outmatched. So at that point, you're like, well, what can you do? Then Desmond Ridder, I couldn't stand him in Cincinnati. I can't stand him here in Atlanta. So anything, I'm sorry, Desmond Ridder. I don't know. You're probably a good dude, but I
Can't stand you.
I'm sure. I
hope
am
you
sure
lose.
he's watching.
Because
I'm sure he's watching, and
Hold the phone.
you backed it up there. I'm sure he appreciates that because he is watching us tonight.
Yeah,
Took time out to watch Shane pitch.
We'll have a beer sometime. But lose this weekend. Thank you. You're
His,
welcome.
his Instagram page just said, "Who the heck is Chancellor Jr.?"
Yeah.
I don't know. You butchered your last name, though.
Nostradamus.
you'll meet him at
Nostradamus,
Rudy's next week,
Yeah,
right?
Nostradamus is right. 6-6 last week.
So I believe I had a home run last week with Green Bay. I was
You,
on one of the but I'm off that boat. I'm going.
A one-game wonder.
Yeah.
Jump ship.
You're so fickle.
Atlanta's known for players not showing up, right?
Yeah, that's happened.
I mean, Super Bowl. I mean,
No.
So maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I'm hoping
they-
Bijan.
They showed
They
up.
showed
first
up.
half.
They just didn't come out of the locker room
Why do
at
I talk about
halftime.
one
Yeah,
game?
first
Really?
half.
Yeah, they just.
All right. Well, Willie, we'll stay down there with you. We'll get to our high school games here. Our first high school game. I mean, our first college game. Excuse me, I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry. Still a little excited, wound up after last week. I'm ready for this week. Let's get to Crystal City and let's get this next one under our belt. Our first college game is Pittsburgh. They are 1-1 at West Virginia. The Mountaineers, they're 1-1 also. Pitt is a 1-point favorite. A lot of ones in this matchup. Who you got, Willie?
Yeah, I like West Virginia at home. I think, I was up there this last summer. My wife and I were on a little road trip. It's a pretty part of the world. I'm going with West Virginia.
Yep.
Too.
Take me home, country roads. I just think that the couch burners.
Almost heaven.
Yeah, the couch burners in West Virginia are going to be ready to roll, and West Virginia is easily a 2-point. Just being there. So if it's a 1-point game,
You've
give
already
me the
canceled
couch
out
burners.
one.
Give me some shine, man.
Pittsburgh and West Virginia, right?
Backyard brawl.
All right, backyard brawl. I know they're on the road, but I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh on this one. No particular reason.
Wasn't it Wade who couldn't say Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh, really?
Pittsburgh.
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 Pittsburgh Panthers.
Pittsburgh.
Suffering succotash.
It was so great.
Well, if you've been around,
Luigi.
our most favorite part of the night is here. Since we can't pick football games, we've got our pizza sponsor, our food sponsor, Luigi's.
Just put it right up in the center.
Once again, if you have not visited Luigi's, please go. All right, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Thank
Go
you.
down and visit Luigi's. You'll get some personal service and some great food. So
They have
please
great
do.
food, y'all. It's
Great
good
food. You've got
place.
great service.
Yeah.
I mean, you really do. You'll get family members coming out and talking to you. You know, the whole 9 yards. It's a great place to go.
And they are crazy about Uvalde. They love it, and they do lots of great things. We need to support.
great
we need to
story.
support those businesses.
Absolutely. Get a piece of pizza, go next door, buy a lottery ticket.
There you go. Yeah, do your laundry.
If you've ever been around any West Virginia fans and been to a game that they're at, think about the most backwoods place you know, and West Virginia is about times 10 of that.
Yes.
They are just they're backwoods fans. They travel. I've been to 2 games in Austin, have them sitting right behind me, and they're something else. And so, yeah, that's one of the harder places to play. So, yeah, I think it's more than 2 points. I think that's a 3 or 4 point venue. So give me West Virginia.
You know, this is
Sure got a pretty mouth.
this is a tough game, you know, and I'm going to give you my reasoning why it's tough. You know, because I really like Erie, PA, the office. You know, I like that. You know, that's a big deal. And West Virginia, the wonderful whites of West Virginia.
Yeah, great show, great documentary.
Watch it out. Hate the third.
Yeah.
Can't imagine.
Moonshine, meth, no teeth. Hey, you can do whatever you want to do. God, backyard brawl. This is a tough.
Stock in Mountain Dew.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna take West Virginia.
Those insights are free
where
at
that
home.
was going.
For those of you
Call
watching,
me
those are
anytime,
free
yeah.
insights into the college game.
Microscope.
I don't think I need to expand on the, you know, some of the things that make West Virginia, West Virginia.
Water chamber.
But these two schools don't like each other at all.
At all.
I think they've been playing in football like over 125 years, off and on, but not every single year. But West Virginia lost a close one last year, so I'm going to say revenge is in order for this year. So Mountaineers.
Well, I'm glad Nano showed up with real stats. The rest of us just talking trash about it.
Well, you know, my cousin used to go there and buy
Nano, for bringing it back.
I read about 10 stories about the past ones. You know, the rivalry. We were in West Virginia. We should have met y'all there. We were in West Virginia.
Not me, I went there.
That place is fabulous.
We ate at Chick-fil-A.
What are you saying?
High roller. I ran the white and Chick-fil-A line, man. There's somebody up there. Man, it was one of those deals. Woo.
You paid me the 100 and
The
had to
Lord's
change.
chicken.
Well, not me. They just kept bringing food out. And she'd send some back. They'd bring some more.
That's a small town Saturday night, you know. I mean,
No, I thought you maybe paid with 100 and they were like trying to figure out change.
Well, I'm going with West Virginia.
yeah, so this summer we went to the Greenbrier. That's where our family reunion was in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. And it was a great place,
Teeny
beautiful
town.
place, just like what you said. It's beautiful. You know,
Golf course there at the
absolutely.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and the Live tournament played there this summer.
And what pro team does their camp there?
One
of the football teams.
Yeah, one of the football teams goes. Maybe the Titans.
Maybe
I
so.
can't remember
Maybe
who it was.
Tennessee. I can't remember.
Yeah, so it's interesting when I look at this because I played football with a guy named Steph. He had a dream that he wanted to be an engineer and go off to college, but he kind of got sideways with our head coach back then, and the coach was trying really hard to shut down his dream because he wanted him to, play ball or get off the field.
Man, you're dragging that one out.
Anyway, That's another inside joke. Anybody's seen 80s movies? Come on, all the right moves. That's a good one. It's a classic. It's a classic.
It is classic.
Anyway, but that took place in small town Pittsburgh, or not Pittsburgh, but small town Pennsylvania, there in the hills. So, just with that in my mind right now, I'm going to go with West Virginia. I agree. Last year was at Pittsburgh. It was a close one. I don't think they're going to let it happen again at home. So, go Mountaineers.
All right.
Hey, here's a cool little fact real quick. So when Jackson was at West Virginia last year, their Mountaineer was a female. So they do the thing like a lot of colleges. They rotate every single year. Someone has to try out or whatever. But it was a female, and they thought it would be funny to ask the girl if she would take a picture with them, the TCU equipment guys. And they thought, they were prepared for her to say, no, I'm not going to take a picture. But she said yes. So then the joke kind of backfired on them. But they said that they had a great time in West Virginia. Hard to get to for a football team coming in.
Yeah,
but
horrible.
they said it was really fun, and the people were really good to them. So.
All right, we'll stay down there with our next college game.
All right.
We've got the 2-0 Gophers of Minnesota.
Golden Gophers.
Yeah, against visiting North Carolina, 2-0 also. North Carolina is the favorite in this game.
Yep.
Ben?
Well, so when I first saw this, I was leaning towards Minnesota because my little brother Steven, one of his scholarship offers was to the Minnesota back whenever he was a senior in high school. But he turned that down. I wish he would have gone and taken a visit just to check it out. But no, North Carolina obviously got your old coach, and he's doing very well for them. They've got a good team. So I'm going with the Tar Heels this weekend.
Yeah, for Jim Stewart. Went to North Carolina. I'm going to go with the Tar Heels too.
Doctor.
What's the line on this one?
7.5.
7.5. Well, I did notice North Carolina had trouble against Appalachian
They
State
did.
Yeah,
last
they
week,
did.
but
That's not uncommon.
who doesn't?
Yeah.
Not as much trouble as we had with them
I'm
last
not going
year.
to hold that against them.
There was a Texas team a few years
Yeah,
back,
not
right?
as much trouble as we had.
I think App State played this week because they got whoever they played this week.
I think it was, you're talking about Michigan many years ago.
But yeah, I'm not going to hold that against North Carolina.
Yeah, no, I went against Mac once this year when they were playing their rival and Powder, but but anyway, yeah, I'll take North Carolina.
Yeah, if North Carolina was playing the Minnesota State with Hayden Fry, I'd be a little worried about him. Oh, coach, that was a tough football team. But
We're running behind.
I give you North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Tar Heels on this one also. Give me the Star Heels, North Carolina.
Well, because we played so good against last week team, me and Sally, we're going to go. This is Mac Brown here. I'm going to tell you we're going to beat Minnesota. And then we're going to go out and have a good Coca-Cola after that. So give me the Tar Heels.
Dauber. You were thinking of Dauber, Joe Tom.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Dauber got it.
I'm on the North Carolina boat too. I got.
He passes through Montel about every 10 years.
Man, that seemed like a no-brainer. 16 points. You know what?
Oh no, he's gonna do it.
Give me Magic Johnson.
Magic.
I think, 16 points. But for Michigan State, man, it's been wonky up there the last couple of years. They've got
He
coaches
used to be
and
stronger.
and
Coach suspended right
legal
now. Should've
stuff.
told us.
Yeah,
I was about to
Coach
say.
is suspended.
all of it
last
stuff.
2 weeks been a little crazy.
No, but
He is
even
suspended.
before that, and like so, man, it's not stable over there. Like, give me the Huskies.
So both Michigan.
Both Michigans, both their
Michigan
coaches
schools
are,
got suspended.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on in Michigan?
Something in the water, I hear.
You beat me to
It's
it.
in the water.
They spent the night in Flint.
Yeah, bring it like Flint water.
That was awesome. That was fantastic. Man, you can't pay for a joke like that. That was awesome.
And y'all don't have to on YouTube.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm gonna call you Butter because you're on a roll, Mr. Edwards. All right, give me the Huskies.
Oh my gosh.
Once again, the opinions up here do not reflect the opinions of First State Bank or the chamber.
Comedy corner over here.
There's no filter.
Give me Washington. Michigan State's got some issues, I think, right now, and Washington's playing really well.
Well, I'm going to take Washington.
You just got me all wound up.
Yeah, upheaval in Michigan State, and Washington's averaging 50 points a game. So, give me the Huskies. All right.
All right, I want to change mine.
Number 14 against number 39. I'm going to pick Washington.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think those Spartans are going to get bit in the behind pretty good by those Huskies.
All right. Well, that gets us to our last college game. This one is down below, slight
some reason.
typo, and it's on the paper. I think it's wrong too. It's Army is visiting the Alamo Dome Friday
Yeah.
night. A little Friday night football in the Alamo Dome this week to face UTSA. Both teams are 1-1. UTSA is an 8.5 point favorite. Ben.
I love Army football, especially back throughout the 80s and the 90s when we were all kind of coming up. Man, those games were pretty awesome watching Army. But you know the academies now are kind of suffering. But real quick story. Grant asked me last weekend, "Who's Utsa?" I was like, "What are you talking about? Utsa?" I said, "UTSA." He said, "Yeah, who is that?" And I said, "University of Texas at San Antonio." He's like, "Oh, I didn't know they were part of the Texas system." I was like, "Yeah, it's like UTEP." UTEP, the University of Texas at El Paso. He's like, "Well, I didn't know that either." I'm like,
UTA.
"Oh, I mean,
It's my alma mater.
yeah,
UTA.
man, you had a lot of alma maters. Let's be honest
We
here.
don't have
we don't have the time.
That should be a trivia question.
Go Roadrunners. Go Roadrunners. Yeah, I don't even know if he can name all of them.
I know 3 or 4.
It was pretty expensive getting all my transcripts.
UTSA.
Yeah, UTSA. I watched them play Texas State on Saturday, and they got a really good run defense. They're giving up only 66 yards a game thus far.
Impressive.
So, and that's what Army's going to try to do
I was
the
about
whole
to say,
time. You
they
know,
run.
so
They run.
they're set up to have a good day, I think. So, give me the Roadrunners.
Yeah, Coach Traver. I mean, you talk about Dan Campbell being full of fire and inspiring people. You just listen to Jeff Traver.
Yeah, true.
He puts it on, and he's got his team playing. And Texas State is a serious team. I mean, they went in there. Yeah, I'll take the Roadrunners.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you go against UTSA. They very well may be the second best team in the state of Texas this year.
Yeah, good call.
They very well may be.
Who's the first?
Not going to get it right. Come on.
Who's the first?
It's the second week.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Like, we ain't
I
got
know,
the
that's-
conference yet.
And don't you know that's why you got
Like, Texas is going to lose.
That's
2 or
why
3
you
games.
got to take it because
I
it'll
guarantee
change.
you.
It'll take.
Texas will lose 3 games this year. Watch.
How much
They'll lose.
how much you want to
They'll
bet
lose to
Texas
Tech.
will lose 3?
They'll lose. I mean, they'll lose 2. I said 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
So they'll lose 2 games.
2 is possible. 3.
They'll lose to-
I was gonna say when
They'll lose to
Oklahoma,
Baylor.
I was gonna say when Oklahoma comes to Texas. I mean, that may be the first.
I'm
best
telling
team
you
in
right
Texas.
now,
I
and
don't
as
know.
crazy it is to say, like, it's not as Texas is not as good as Alabama was bad. But you can't.
Oh,
You can't say that. Alabama was bad. I think
don't
Miami would have beaten Texas or Alabama last week.
And
I think they're gonna-
How many
And I think Miami's going to win the ACC.
Willie, please cut him off.
Miami's
Please
going to
cut
win
him
the
off.
ACC. I'll tell you that right now. I'm just saying, if we're going to be stupid and start saying crap like that, then we'll throw it all out there.
UTSA, they're a team. They really
All
are.
of a sudden, I'm a moron. For
Of course, they
saying
lost to
something
Houston.
stupid.
And Rice beat Houston, so maybe it's Rice.
I've got no dog in this fight.
that's true.
My team is sucking eggs the last 2 weeks. So
Well,
your team will beat
I'll take
Texas.
it when I can get it. So, you know.
Your team will beat Texas, so good deal for that.
Oh my God.
All right, well, yeah. So, of course, give me UTSA. Bubba, we'll go on
All
here.
right. And it's gonna be a close game.
I'm just going to let it go. Sorry.
No, that's like the
What did Pablo do?
I'm going birds up. Give me the Roadrunners.
Oh,
yeah.
Keep it short and
well,
sweet. Yeah.
You know, Jayon's been poking me all day long. I finally got
haven't seen
one.
you
I was
all
like,
day.
all right, let's go.
But he knows you have.
Let's tell
Even though he
him.
hasn't seen you, he knows.
You want to talk? Let's talk, baby boy. Give me UTSA, Army. They're going to run the hell out of it, but UTSA will stop them. I mean, they're going to outscore them is what they're going to do.
Yeah.
UTSA.
There you go.
Yeah, that's an Aggie line. We didn't. We just got outscored.
Well, Army's going to lose, but you lose by outscoring the other opponent.
Well, we've got to speed it along. We're to the high school games, and this Luigi's Pizza sitting here. It smells pretty damn good, doesn't it?
Yes.
Hey, we need
gotta
Gizmo.
go.
Gizmo would have eaten it already.
And we already know from our title sponsor, we cannot have pizza until we're done.
No,
And so,
why don't you ask?
Gizmo.
Good God. What is going on?
I'm
This
with
is like
Gizmo.
parallel
all
universe.
right, well, for our first
Turn
high
my
school
mic off.
game,
Like, why am I here? Good grief.
our first high school game, we've got
over here.
Divine, the War Horses at 2-0 or 3-0, visiting Hondo at 3-0. They're in Hondo. This is one of those obscure lines that comes out. Divine is a 29-point favorite according to Dave Campbell.
Are you serious?
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Can I change my pick? No.
We had
What are you gonna do, Willie, man?
Man.
No, yeah, and excuse me, Divine is not 3-0. Divine is 2-1. They were beaten the first week of the season.
Take those points, Willie.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the points on this one.
Give me Hondo.
Okay.
Well done. Yeah, I played Hondo, and that's tough. And I don't care what I don't know that I've done anything but drive through Divine. So give me
Worst
Hondo.
Golf course, too much sand.
Give me Hondo. Hondo and the landing pads on the side. Man, that stadium. Hondo, show up, please, and win this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Owls on this one too, man. Yep.
Wow.
Even I'm sticking with them, even though I heard that. Who said
That's
16
tough.
point?
That's a tough
29.
29. I'm sorry, 29 point.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
but
course,
it's high
that's
school
crazy,
football.
man.
Of course, Divine's is the opponent for Uvalde next week, and I mean Hondo's been playing very well, and I have Hondo written down, as circled down, but with Chance picking Hondo, give me Divine.
Well,
Another dart.
I just don't understand the anchor. No, I didn't know really who to take in this one, but I certainly wouldn't give 29 points to anybody. But I
It's
just feel
high
like-
school football. Nobody knows. Good.
But again, I wasn't impressed when Hondo came to Uvalde. I said that.
I
said
wasn't
that,
either, but
and they
I
burnt
mean,
me. But I mean,
but
I
they have
was
been
not
impressive
impressed.
so far this season.
So I'm going to take Divine.
Hopefully Hondo will soften up Divine for us for next week. You know, but Divine's going to win this game, I think.
Yeah, I have 5 overtime game. That's what I'm.
Yeah, 5 overtime.
I have Divine chosen too.
I am Spartacus, and I ride the war horse.
Okay.
Yeah.
The owls will be plucked beneath.
So you got Divine, right?
Yes.
So that's why you were.
We set the written
So that's why you were late.
All right. We'll stay down there with you. Spartacus will stay with you.
He's a thespian.
We want to back up to that Michigan State Washington pick. You
No,
want to tell everyone-
no.
Okay,
I'm good with it. I'm good.
Okay. All right. All right. We'll stay with you. We got Pearsall at 2-1. They are a 6-point favorite on the road. They're visiting Poteet at 0-3. Australia.
My butt's writing checks that my mouth can't cash. Call me Maverick. I'm going with Pearsall, baby.
It's a wrong kind of Maverick.
It is.
It's okay. Go
Now, I should have picked a better line from the movie, but I feel the need for speed. I'm picking the Mavericks.
I cannot follow these acts. Pearsall.
Year quotes.
I'm going with Pearsall. I have no songs, Willie.
Talk to me, Goose.
Damn it, you're taking all the lines I wanted to say.
There's not going to be any lines left by the time they get to the rest of us.
Goose, you big stud.
I should have said that. Darn it.
Did you pick?
Yeah, I said Pearsall.
Yeah, okay.
I said it immediately.
My
Trying
brain
to-
was trying to think of
Trying to move
quotes
it on.
who-
Well, I was going to say, come to me, Goose, you big stud, but I thought it was just dragging it out too long.
Yeah, I'll take the Mavs.
Yeah, I took Poteet the first week, and
Yeah.
that was terrible. When I went illustrious 4-8, and still haven't been able to catch up.
Hey, I'm trying to join you.
Yeah, you know, but the fact that Pearsall is not the battling peanuts or the pesky peanuts or something.
The cacahuates?
They are missing
Los cacahuates.
to sell shirts and to do some
You know what?
missed opportunity.
That is awesome. You know what? UIL ought to encourage high school football teams for 1 week each season to do like
they did the chunklets.
the flying
That's
chunklets.
exactly.
They should.
Yeah.
And they can call them los cacahuates.
You know, the battle,
Yeah.
you know, something fun.
The honeybees have been
and
against
sell
los
some-
cacahuates.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm taking Pearsall.
So what's a honeybee in Spanish? Avispa?
Avispa.
Yeah, Avispa. We need to be the Avispas 1 week. All right. Well,
Saturday Night Live.
actually, you know, when we're talking about these high school games, we failed to mention about Chance's broadcast last week. I think no, aren't you up?
Yeah, no.
Chance,
Steps right
The bar
up.
is set high.
Oh, bull butter.
I
No.
forgot to carry the whole Walkman to the game where I could listen to Chance.
Oh man, well you were the dartboard that night.
I forgot to.
No,
I really
no.
wanted to, and so I need to this week. But good
Yeah,
luck.
to
I'm
hear
sure
Nano.
you'll be
Yeah,
great.
no, I'm looking forward to
So
it.
please tune in. All right, which game are we all?
You are
Pearsall
colorful.
Poteet. Yeah, give me Pearsall. They hate Uvalde just as bad as our opponent this week does. So yeah, give me Pearsall.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Mavericks also.
I think Poteet last week. That was man at halftime. It was like y'all are outmatched. They're young. They're inexperienced. They ran the same 3 plays.
Yeah.
The last 4 in the fourth quarter. That's the only thing they sweep right, sweep left. You know, bubble screen, boom, and it was like fail, punt. That's just and so they're young. And I feel for them because I've been on that, man,
Absolutely.
and that's and thank God, and we got a class act coach and Wade Miller.
Thank you for saying
And
Their drill team
and he
was
came
great.
out- Oh, they were
Halftime show was
fantastic.
great.
Yeah.
But Coach Miller, I mean, man, that third quarter started and he ran the ball, you know, and I mean,
mixed in
yeah.
the second stringers too.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
that's it.
start. But I mean, without not to be disrespectful, because you can't put your second string in right out of the halftime
Oh, yeah,
huddle. You know, it's like
halfway through the third.
so
third
he
quarter.
did, man. So class act, good on y'all. Great game for the Coyotes, but yeah, I think Pearsall's they've got to have more than Poteet does because we watched it and Poteet doesn't have much right now, and God love them, but you'll get there. But this year's not it.
Pearsall, Dennis McGee,
Yep.
Hey, my uncle.
the Mavs,
The McGee
Yeah.
factor.
and George Strait. I couldn't.
Yeah,
you
very
sure couldn't
good.
think of a song. Man.
I know, but hey.
Pearsall by morning.
I'm sure that was the original.
Close enough.
Maybe connipeth tomorrow.
Just
Well, that was a home run for the Cacahuates. They will play well this week.
What's strawberry in Spanish?
Fresa.
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 Oh, yeah.
So nothing for las fresas.
All right, our next game, we got the Carrizo Spring Wildcats, 1-2. They won last week over Heavenville, traveling to Cotulla. They're also 1-2. I think they were on the losing end last week. They've got, once again, high school football. Who knows? They've got Carrizo as a 1-point favorite here. So, Mr. Edwards?
Yeah, I'm always worried about Carrizo Springs because there's not a lot of shade down there, and those people, But the only place in the world there might be less shade than Carrizo Springs would be too. So I'm gonna go with Chorizo Springs.
You said it was a 1-point game, which is just as important as the 25-point game that we just talked about, Divine Hondo. Man, First State Bank, we got We got Laura Rogers in Carrizo Springs. She's our branch manager there. So let's go Carrizo Springs Wildcats.
Wildcats. I'm gonna go the opposite of y'all two. I think the Cowboys are
be
gonna
that
pull
way.
it. I will. I'm sorry. Nothing personal. Yeah. Give me the Catula Cowboys over the Chorizo Springs Wildcats.
Chorizo, yeah.
Yeah, this is good. This will be a close game. It'll be a close game. But yeah, give me the Wildcats on this one.
Yeah, I think I took Carrizo Springs when they put up that 3-0 against Lytle. Carrizo Springs got a great quarterback.
They did. Yeah, they scored 28 points this week.
I mean, they have a good quarterback, but just can't go with them again. I'm going to take Catula.
Yeah, you remember that radio thing I'm talking about? That was, just massaging ego. No, Carrizo's going to lose. I had to pick them for Laura,
I'm gonna take Catula at home.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to go with Catula also. Cowboys. They have a great high school barbecue team, too.
You picked the Cowboys again.
Yeah, I did. Oh,
It's not the best.
Twice in 1 week.
Yeah.
They're good,
Amazing.
but they're not the best.
So if my information is correct, Cotulla beat Dilly 28-14 last week. But
I don't know. Catula did. I don't know who that.
Isn't that Cotulla?
Yeah.
Cotulla, wait. I am a guest, so I won't be here next week. No, I'm going with the Carrizo Springs, and I was trying to think of a funny one, because Crystal City, you can use Popeye, and I'm trying to think of the doofus character that eats the burgers all the time. What's his name?
Bluto.
Wimpy.
No, Wimpy. There you go.
Oh, yeah, Wimpy.
Sorry. Well, I'm not going to call him that, but I'm going to go with the Wildcats.
Here's the music. Popeye.
There you go.
Well, now that does get us to our Popeye game.
All right, there you go.
Our game of the week, we've got the Crystal City Javelinas, beat the Javelinas, traveling to the Honey Bowl. Once again, the Cows came off a great win last week. Coach Miller didn't. Yeah, he could have really run up the score last week on Poteet and chose not to do so. I think that was a great thing. And he told me today it's always a great feeling when you turn around and tell your assistant coaches get everybody in the game. Everybody plays tonight, and he says that's his goal this week too. I will tell you that we were talking about Pearsall is no fan of Uvalde. Crystal City has if you've never listened to them, they're hilarious. They've got 2 play-by-play guys down there that do their basketball, their football. They're great. They really are. They're funny. It's worth listening to a game just to hear them. My older son had in a basketball game down there one night. He had one of his best games of the season. It was a district game. Crystal City was the second best team in the district that year, and it was a close game. And Uvalde ended up winning at the end. And they were undefeated that year. But the 2 guys, we went back and listened to the play-by-play, and they were very complimentary of my son, and they kept saying he's tall, but he's wide too. they know he's great. So these guys are great.
They are.
Anyway, on that show, Coach Miller said Friday. One of my questions to him today was, coming off a very lopsided win, what do you do to keep your kids motivated? And he said, yeah, Monday was kind of a struggle. We didn't have the focus we needed to, but Monday night was the show down in Crystal City. And Crystal City is 0-3 coming to the Honey Bowl, but they told everybody in Crystal City that we're the weakest opponent they've faced so far. So that got the boys pretty fired up. So I know they're ready to play. So Mr. Edwards, I'll give it to you. We got the
Kyle, keep the roll going, man. Beat those Javelinas.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So Kyo's gonna win, but I got to tell you, you think you're throwing the passes you're throwing and the tackles you're barely catching a shoestring on.
Yeah, wrap them up.
Receivers catching over somebody else. It's not going to happen again because the competition's going up. Mm-hmm. And that's a young team and that's a struggling team. So awesome job last week doing the job. It's not going to be like that going forward. So don't think and don't try to make those same decisions because you're going to get bit. So just let's stick with the game plan. Forget last week. Good job.
Yeah.
But I still, Coyotes are going to win, but it doesn't have to be hard, guys. Just let's go. Stick with it. Forget it, and let's win this week. Go Coyotes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, let's go for 3 in a row, baby. Should be 4 in my opinion, but yeah, Coyotes all the way, man. Let's go. Show them what we're about, guys.
Yeah, two things that really stood out to me. I can't remember the last shutout in the Honey Bowl. It doesn't matter who you play. Shutting out a team is tough, especially in high school football. And I can't remember the last one. And so I thought our defense played really well. They played really well, all teams.
Fall of 94.
I
don't know. You guys probably know somebody. Whatever. Sorry.
But it's tough. And our defense has played well all season long. I think they're giving up probably about 13 points a game. And that's Crystal City they're challenged on offense. I think they had 36 total yards of offense last week. The other thing is I think Kyle's offense found something too. It's if you're going to stack the box, we're going to throw it over the top, and we're going to beat you that way. But if you don't stack the box, we got a running back we can hand off to, and we can pick up 150 yards on the ground. Mm-hmm. And so that's going to be hard to game plan against. So I think that game really helps moving forward, just from a scouting standpoint and trying to figure out how Uvalde's going to play them. It'll help going forward. So yeah, obviously I've got the Coyotes, but I think the Coyotes really roll in this one. Wiley. Who do you got?
Adam.
John? Who's back there this week?
Adam.
Adam's back. Who do you got, Wiley? Go, Tom. Who do you got?
That's where they all went.
He does.
Of course, I'm going to take the Coyotes, but we talked about this after the Jefferson cheat bowl, whatever that was. But anyway, no, I'm not. After the Jefferson game, we talked about, hey, these are the ones you got to rack up. You got to go in with a winning schedule. You got to. This is when we got to do it. So we stepped it up last week. You're right. I think we have a very classy coach that didn't run the score up, that didn't do things that he could have done. This week we go in there, we just take care of Crystal City. They are going to be tougher, but you go in there and you take care of them. Crystal City lost their mojo, back when. Do y'all remember they used to have a movie theater? You could call their movie theater. It was the best message ever.
Yeah.
Like it was the very best because it wasn't like a professional recording. It was somebody talking about Godzilla chasing somebody. And it was in a great accent. It was the best thing ever. So them losing that, you remember that?
Yeah,
that was the best thing ever.
That was every week.
Yeah, every week you can call and get a new recording of him telling you about the movie.
I wonder what's shown in Crystal City.
Exactly. I still have it on my phone. I just looked it up.
So I was working in Dallas, and I'd have just angry customers come up, and I still remember 278-6618, and I'd call for them, and I'd listen because they could see, like, I'm on the phone. It's like, so I'm hearing everything in Dallas that's playing out here in the forum, so I didn't hoping that other guy would get him before I had to. So I'm with you on the call the movie theater.
With that being said, go Yotes.
Excellent. All right. I've forgotten all about that. I wish that would have stayed or come back even, but I agree with Jay. They're offensively challenged. Crystal City is, and the defense is scrappy. So we need to be careful. Don't let them hang around. Just take care of business. Don't look ahead to Divine. Mm-hmm. Just take care of business. Go Yotes.
Yeah, wrap up those people when you get them. That's something missing all across the board, it seems like. That wrapping up is just not happening. Everybody. Yeah.
High school.
It's crazy. It's like,
trying to go for that
I don't know
highlight
what
hit.
Well, they try to do the shoulder thing.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I agree. Go Coyotes. Really proud of you for last week. Proud of all of it. It was awesome. Coyotes.
So this probably won't be a popular sentiment, but as a former fat boy lineman all throughout junior high and high school, I will tell you the one thing that continues to stand out for me is the offensive line. I'm not singling anybody out, but there needs to be some serious discussion. Someone needs to stand up and say, boys, we've got to do a better job blocking for not only our quarterback, but our running back. Because let's be honest, if you've gone to the preseason games and once the season has started, Abe and those other boys are getting 150 yards on the ground in spite of our lackluster blocking. I just don't understand. It's like the tackling stuff too. Hey, I guess the mentality is, hey, if I get a hand on him, if I push him a little bit, that's good enough. Our coaches back